What's up, my Coach Deuce family, Kenyan brothers and sisters? I want to welcome you to another episode of Coach Deuce's Inspiring Hope for Kenya show, episode number 2, featuring my friend, my brother, all the way back in Kisumu, Kenya, none other than Didi Victor. And today we get the opportunity to have him share on how he is leading a movement in Kisumu, Kenya, right on Lake Victoria, on how to protect the Kisumu environment for the next generation. So without further ado, let's get started on today's episode. Hey, welcome everyone to Coach Deuce's Inspiring Hope for Kenya show, episode number 2. Man, I'm so excited about this vision that God gave me regarding the Inspiring Hope for Kenya show. I hope that you enjoyed last week's episode 1, which is on YouTube, on Facebook. You can go and watch the recording on the video section. Life Living Beyond Yourself, featuring my brother Billy Machage. And today we have a special guest, another brother of mine that I got to connect with just a couple months ago when I was in Kenya, East Africa. During the month of February, I had gone to Kenya to say goodbye to my grandfather who passed away on February 1st, and was there for a couple of weeks. And during that journey, God did some amazing things. And one of the amazing things he did was to connect me to this awesome brother known as Victor Didi, who's doing some amazing things all the way in Kisumu, Kenya. If you are from Kisumu, Kenya, if you live there, or if you've lived there, or if you grew up there, please let me know. Shout out to all of you in the comment section. Let me know. Those of you who are in Kisumu right now, tuned in from the Lake Victoria County. So we have Jacqueline Barongo, welcome, tuned in, excited to watch. Papu Chache, awesome. Passmore Mogambi, tuned in from LD Eldoret. We have Alpha, my sister, tuned in from Kitengela, Kenya. And we have Janti Queens, also tuned in. Thank you so much, all of you that have made a decision to be on the show today to watch this episode as we talk about protecting the Kisumu environment for the next generation. This is going to be powerful. It's going to be impactful. Please make sure, if you're watching on Facebook, that you share this live with your friends. If you're on YouTube, please make sure you comment. Let me know what part of the world you are in. We have Okiri Major Solomon from Dunga Beach. I just was there a couple weeks ago, changed my life. I enjoyed the truly amazing tilapia, authentic tilapia. If I can speak in Swahili, sio ile samaki, ile fake. So I'm grateful for all of you coming on. So without further ado, I want to introduce my brother, none other than And then Victor Didi, who is in Kisumu County right now as we speak. He's a gentleman who's leading a movement on protecting the environment in Kisumu County. This is a vision that he is leading together with some amazing trailblazers. And so I want to welcome him right now. So without further ado, Mr. Didi Victor. Bro.
Yes, my brother.
Ali.
Hi. Yes.
Man, I'm so excited. I know we've been preparing and speaking English.
Yes.
It was just a vision. It's happening.
Yes, coaches. I'm very grateful that I've been given this opportunity to share with the whole world on environment. Yes.
Oh, praise God. So, bro, how is it in Kisumu right now? Is it cold? Is it how is it?
It is very cold right now in Kisumu. It is raining, as you know. We are in the month of April, and we are experiencing the long rains. Yes, so it is raining in Kisumu right now.
Wow.
Yes.
And that's interesting because we're going to talk a little bit about why the rain in Kisumu is important in the work that you do. So
exactly.
Without further ado, Didi, Victor,
Yes.
let me ask you this first question and we'll just have this conversation. By the way, for those of you that don't know how we met, my father, Charles Nyachai, and I were coming from Sotik, Kenya, our family home. We're heading to Nairobi, and my dad and I had been talking for a while about stopping by Kisumu, seeing the amazing transformation in Kisumu over the years. I hadn't been to Kisumu in many years, and so he showed me around, and we stopped by Dunga Beach, and he and his colleagues invited me to Didi and his colleagues invited me to go on a boat ride. He took us on the tour. He guided us and gave us some words of wisdom about that environment. As well as we had some amazing fish, and Didi told me a little bit about his journey. We just connected. It was, I believe in God connecting people for a reason. We just connected. So Didi, I don't want to talk too much. This is about you. Yes. I want to ask the first question. Who is Didi Victor?
Didi Victor. Yes, my name is Didi Victor. So Didi Victor is me. Didi Victor is a Kenyan citizen. I'm a Kenyan citizen, age 25. I'm 25 years of age. Yes, and I reside at Kisumu County, Dunga Beach to be specific. So my school life, I'm from Dunga, so definitely I learned in Dunga Primary School. I was able to join Omabe Boys. You know, Omabe Boys, the great Omabe. And then from Omabe, I went to Zaverian High School, secondary school actually, where I did my KCSE exams. So Didi Victor is the founder of Twins World. And again, I'm a member of many organizations, name them DECTA and Mazingira East Africa. Yes.
That is awesome. You have an amazing story. So it's not just Kisumu that you've been on the journey, but also different parts of Nyanza province and your schooling. So what was life like, bro? Maisha ilikuwaje as you were growing up?
As I was growing up, it has never been easy, where you're coming from. So maisha imekuwa tu sawa, but si sawa sana. So acha nipige story yangu kidogo because it is part of the introduction, at least watu wanijue. So I was orphaned nikiwa class 3. My mom died nikiwa class 3 and dad died in class when I was in class 7. So it has not been easy, but I've been able to find support from my brothers and my sisters. So while growing up, we entirely depended on Lake Victoria. You know, my dad was a fisherman, a great fisherman, John Didi Omulo. He was one of the greatest fishermen in this side of the Winam Gulf. So our family, which was a polygamous family, my dad had 4 wives. He had 4 wives. Now he had to support us, all of the children plus the wives and even the bros. He had brothers too, through fishing. So entirely my life has depended on fishing. Growing up, everything I knew was fishing. I never knew anything, any job, but right now, as we are speaking, I'm trying to impart also the fishing industry by protecting our lake. So, yeah, so that is how the journey started. Yes.
Wow, wow. Fishing, and you also come from a polygamous family like me.
Yes, I
Wow.
come from a polygamous family. Oh,
And
you
you,
too? Okay.
yeah, yeah. So my grandfather. So, but you, it's directly your father was polygamous.
Yes, directly. Yes, yes.
So let me ask you this, because I believe, Didi, this is part of your story and the work you do. What, so your sister and your brother and your sisters helped you. What gave you the courage to keep pushing? What gave you the courage to say, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and complete my education. I'm going to go ahead and do some big things. I mean, when you go through some of the challenges that you go through, and many people have a similar situation, some people give up, bro. Some people just, when I say, I can't do this, let me just, even to the point where sometimes people are like, even me, I might as well pass away. But what drove you, bro?
Okay, coaches. First of all, I'm grateful to God. He has given me different mentors at our place. My sisters too, my brothers, all of them have been acting as my mentor. So what pushed me? Actually, I want to say a short story on my schooling. In class 7, my dad died when I was in class 7, I remember. So life started becoming bit hard, very hard. And I was just about to give up in my schooling. And my brother, in fact, my bigger brother, who has been supporting me through the journey, he told me to
Kila kitu.
kila kitu. Have been supported by somebody known as Nicholas Didi, a very good man.
Wow.
He's from another mother, not from our house. Yes.
Wow, that
From
is
another mother.
amazing.
Yes, and so he told me to look at our family, the state it was. Then I gave him an answer the next day. I remember it was on Saturday night. So he told me that look at your family, then ukuje uniambie venye inakaa. Then yeah, our family, all of our family. Yes. So I decided to stay in school, but again in class 8, I started to become cheeky. I was not going to school at times, ananichapa, ananirudisha again, kuna shida naleta, narudishwa. So
because he believed in you.
He believed in me, but mimi nilibelieve kwa fishing. So kulikuwa na conflict. He wanted me to become someone, and mimi nilikuwa naona there's a job, a ready job, fishing. So I had to skip school times. In the fishing, nitafute pesa.
So in your mind, man, I just want to survive. I don't want to dream big. I just want.
I was seeing money with my eyes. Yes, nilikuwa naona watu wanaenda baharini wanarudi na cash, ile ready cash. So nilikuwa naona hakuna job ingine. If not fishing, there's no any other job. Hata shule. So he talked to me, and I'm grateful to him. I'm sure he's watching. That he made me change my ways, and in fact nilifanya class 8 mara mbili juu yake. The first time I did class 8, I got 277, which is not that high. So he convinced me that, my brother, I'm the one to pay your school fee, and you are not that big that you cannot do your exams again. So he challenged me, and I took the challenge, and I told him that, okay, it is fine, I'll go back to school. And I went for the class 8 exams twice. The second time I passed.
Vile amejitolea kukusaidia, you don't understand what vile labda yeye amehustle kujitolea just for you.
Hata sahi sielewi, ni kama sielewi. It's too good. Yes. Yes, sasa hivyo ndo jani yangu imekuwa, and I passed. I went to Homa Bay High School. I was called to Homa Bay High School. So in Homa Bay High School, the fee was too high. Nicholas also was a fisherman. Sasa kwetu kila mtu ni fisherman, from my grandfather, my dad, and my brothers. All of them were fishermen that time, and it was unfortunate that he could not raise the whole fee in Form 2 first term. So I was forced to move out of school in Form 2 third term. I never stepped on Form 2 third term. I don't know anything that was taught. Maybe I just read it for myself, but in my life, I never stepped in any class from 2 third term. Yes, that was Homa Bay High School. So I was forced to move from Homa Bay to look for a school, maybe in Kisumu or around our area. So Nicholas again intervened. He went and looked for an opportunity. He talked to a principal of a great school in Kisumu, Zaverian Secondary School. It is a small school but performing. Yes. So I joined Zaverian Secondary School in Form 3 first term. Yes, and there were challenges too. The set books we were doing in Homa Bay Boys were different with those ones we were doing in Zaverian. So I had to switch everything to be at par with the entire class, entire school. So it was a challenge.
Age difference, yeah. Nick and you is how many years?
I think 15. He's around 30, 37. I'm 24.
So yes. He's also connecting generations. There's a reason why nilisema hivyo.
Ananishika aniachili. So if ameenda amechoka bado niko. Mimi pia nishike mtu nyuma. So you see. Yes.
So then so Zaverian you went and then you continued.
Yes, I continued with my education at Zaverian, and Mungu ni nani? Mungu ni mwema kabisa. So in Zaverian nilienda January. I remember I did my interview during December holidays. It was 27th December. Immediately after Christmas, unapigiwa simu, enda ufanye exam. You never prepared for it. But again, niko na Mungu. So I did my interview, I passed, and I was absorbed in the school. So again, by God's grace, nikapatiwa. There was a contest for the AC student council. Our school advertised some posts. Yes. So being a new guy, I decided not to apply first. Then my classmates convinced me that, oh, you know what, you are a nice guy. Hata kama ujulikani bado, but wewe ni mpoa. I'm sure they know you. So
there's something in you.
Yes, and these things are happening without mimi hata kujua. First nilikuwa na deny, unaambiwa you can apply. Then I tell them hapana mimi ni mtu mpya. And after the applications kuna board inaenda inachambua, then you go for an election. So automatically I knew that nobody knows me. Yes, but I was surprised. So after applying, what I applied actually, I applied for a post in environmental prefect. I submitted my application to the deputy's office. Then she called me back. She called me back again that Mr. Didi, I know you are new. You came here just the other day, but you have shown some qualities. And it is okay to apply for environmental docket. But again, remember, you can apply for something bigger. I'm a greater. And she convinced me.
She didn't try to tell you, just pick something less than.
Hapana. Hiyo less ndalikataa. Alisema hapana. This one, I'm sure hii umeshinda.
And the reason why nasema hivyo, because a lot of times, and we talked about this on last week's episode with Billy, a lot of times watu wako na dream killers, not dream fillers, dream killers. Wanajaribu kukuweka chini, but God's grace allowed favor to be on your life and no one could stop that.
Amen. So the deputy principal sent some students. I remember one by the name Regan. If he is watching, you can remember that. She called Regan because he was my best friend, and she told him that, convince Didi for me. He can be the chairman of the school. because the applications which were forwarded to the deputy principal's office for chairmanship was not from Form 4, Form 3. Actually, they were from a class which was behind us, Form 2. So after applying, yes, I said yes. It is okay.
You didn't know, I'll
take the challenge. Yes, nilisema yes, I'll take the challenge now.
You weren't saying that nitakuwa leader, nini.
Hapana. Sasa, hao ndo waliniconvince. So, after I took up the challenge, we went for election, and that's how I won. Yes. Wow. That's how I became the school president. So, my sendback was my comeback. From Abe Boys to Zaverian, I became the student council chairman. And I had to control the environment from over there. So, I was the chairman of the school, yes, but environment was part of me. Sasa, hizo cleanups, everything, I used to plan them with the prefect. Not prefect. Yes.
Watch out. Okay, so okay, stop. Yes. So I know we're going to talk about environment. Lakini nikuulize swali. Sorry, yes, for those of you who don't understand Swahili. Even me, I don't understand Kiswahili. A lot of people wanasema sijui. But this is exciting, and the reason why I'm saying it's exciting is because I'm thinking you started, and we're going to go into talking about it, work of the environment while you were in university, not in high school. Kumbe, this is something you've been focused on from way back when.
Way back. Yes, in high school. Yes.
Wow. Wow, that's inspiring.
Yes. So after that, after my high school, actually, I was able to join a great university in Rift Valley, University of Eldoret. So during the applications for the courses, I had in mind the environment. So the only thing I never knew where to go in terms of my university institution. So I knew what I was going to do, but the institution, I never knew the institution. So during the application, I went to a cyber. There was a certain mother at University of Maseno University, and she told me that there's a nice university known as University of Eldoret. The cluster points you have match there, so you can apply the same on the institution.
And you're hustling to make sure, okay, you're doing environmental work, but there's the personal side of your life. I have to figure things out to both eat and to both go to university.
Yes. So I applied for hizo mashule. They were like 4, and I was called in the University of Eldoret. So Manny, that is why.
Idea, bro.
Yes.
Your bro was.
Bado kuna story. My brother was helping me, yes, but when the time came for me to report to school, he had no money. He had less. Shule ilikuwa nataka around 64,000
for the university.
For the admission fee and the first fee for the first semester.
You haven't. Wow.
And for my budget, simu nilinunua, he bought for me a phone and maybe some clothing. Again, yes, he bought for me some clothing. So we had a problem. We were very unfortunate. He could not raise the whole cash because it depended in fishing. So he talked to the community, and they agreed wholeheartedly that they'll support me. Being that I'm an orphan, they agreed that they'll show up for an Harambe, And that day I was surprised.
How did you stay motivated? Okay, before I'm in the community,
yes.
What kept you saying, okay, you've done all this, and then now it's time for university, and that's where usually most people, okay, high school, they might, want to hustle, but now you're talking big money, right? So
yes.
What motivated you? This is another hurdle. Parents passed away, you're going through secondary, now in university. Mtu anachoka, anasema, why do I keep pushing? And there are these setbacks. What kept you going?
Actually, what kept me going Nilikuwa na hata mimi mwenyewe nilikuwa na penye nilikuwa nataka nini kuwe life. I wanted there's a way I planned my life to be, so I care.
By now you had purpose. It was by now you went to a point where it's bigger than you.
Because things were happening, strange things, from upper to upper. So nilisema, there's something in me. So me pia, I was pushing myself. Nikasema, I can't give up. I won't give up. And then again, there's something I've been staying with, and it came from my brother. I told you before, tukianza, that he told me that look at the state of your family. Then from up, do the things you can do. If it is okay, if you are okay with it, ni sawa. But if you feel that there's something to be added, you have to work hard. So I've been staying with these words, and then what he impacted on me, what he told me, had an impact positively.
And then also too, the fact that I know a lot of people who have tried to get help, right? Sometimes they don't get help because of people don't have it or whatever. But there are also a lot of times people don't get support because they don't have good character. Jina ya mtu iko muhimu, right? So your brother's name in the community was respected because of his integrity. Otherwise, how do I put it in Swahili? Watu hawataki kujitolea wasaidia mtu ambaye hawaheshimu.
Exactly.
Right?
So my brother, that time, Nicholas was serving as the secretary to Dunga Beach Management Unit, Dunga BMU. So Nicholas was known by that time. And again, our family, I'm not bragging, but we are from a humble background. So watu wanatujua. So
but it's also the way you carry it, because hata mimi kitu ili attract kwako ni vile unajibeba.
Exactly. Asante. Yes, sasa Harambee ilifanyika. People came in large numbers, and I remember that time I was not a member of DECTA. There's a group, Nicholas was a member of DECTA before me. They are the brains behind DECTA. So he came with, I think all of them came, around 30 people. And some villagers, those who are family friends and relatives, people came. They did the fundraising. I got extra amount for from what we expected. We got extra amount. So there's a person who told me, I don't know whether it is me he loves or everybody. He told me that we are sending you to university, and the challenges in university. They are evident. You are not new in this world. So he told me that if you go to university, know that you have been sent by our whole community. So you are going to serve our purpose there. You go bring what we have sent you to bring. So while I was in university, I know there are challenges. I'm not immune to the challenges. And I had my own way. Nilikuwa na wenzangu za kupita kila mabonde. And that's how
hiyo ni mindset ya kiongozi yoyote.
Yes.
So
yes, at the university I applied for environmental science, but reaching year 3, we were forced to choose different areas to specialize. So I chose environmental hydrology. So I'm an environmental hydrologist.
What does that
profession mean? Environmental hydrology is the study of water. Yes. Okay. Yes.
Wow. So let me ask you this. Even when you went to become an environmental hydrologist, what did you end up learning? Before we talk about it, what are some things you learned while you were in it's Maseno, right?
No, University of Eldoret.
The University of Eldoret, sorry. What did you end up learning about just your environment? Because obviously you understood the environment, you were part of it, and especially you talk about Lake Victoria. But what are some new things that sparked you outside of what you already knew?
what I learned, the new thing I learned in university was that I was part of the environment. The environment was not just the abstract, but again the physical. The buildings are part of environment. Trees, everything physical. Yes, so we had the physical environment, and I was convinced in school that I am part of environment.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Just tell me what you told me when we were preparing for the show about Genesis.
Genesis. Oh. So it is written, and as you know, in Genesis 1, verse 26 to 30, yeah, we were commanded by God. He said that human beings were given control over the birds of the sky and the fish and any animal on the ground. So you know that that means that we are the ones to look at the creation. We are as the watchdog to God's beautiful creation.
Wow.
So those are the things also which have been pushing me, and I'm serving the Lord, serving the environment. I'm serving the Lord, and that's the best thing I can offer to our God.
Wow.
Yes.
And that's exciting. And so now maybe I believe everything comes from the Lord, but those community members, God was using them. I always say God uses people to give people to. God uses everything. He uses even his Holy Spirit, but he also uses people to show you what your purpose is. So those people, they're pushing you, but it was God using them to drive you.
Exactly.
That's exciting. Let me share a couple of comments and then we'll get to a break, and then we will for a quick video announcement. And then I just want to share, we have Okumu Owor Joel. I don't know if you know him, from the shores of Lake Victoria. Karibu. Popu Chache, all the way from Hungary. Welcome. Moffat Bogecho, all the way from Kajiado. Ansath Ogeto tuned in from Cali, California. Juju Dawn, all the way from SA, South Africa. Ruth Mairura, all the way from Riyadh. I think that's Saudi Arabia, right? And we have none other than Paul Vanto. I don't know if you remember Paul Vanto, Didi, but he was in the boat ride with us that day.
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember the guy. I remember him.
Yeah, welcome, Paul. I appreciate you. And then we have Okiri Major Soleman. He says, coaches, this is a great forum. Also environmentalist, studied in the same university with Victor Didi, same course, though I was ahead of him. He was a friend and colleague in environmental conservation. Would like to use your platform to disseminate and sensitize green energy. Awesome. Yeah. So that's amazing. Okiri, we can connect through Didi and talk more. Haka Wen Mogire, all the way from Kampala, Uganda. So there are people all over the world who are watching. Thank you so much. So what we're going to do now, I have a quick video as you watch this announcement, as we take a short break, and then we will be back. Hey family, Coach Deuce here, and I wanted to share with you that you can now reach out to me via text messaging. And all you have to do is text the telephone number on the top right here. And as you do so, you'll get a message that invites you to be part of my contact list. And then as you join my contact list, you can personally reach out to me. I will do my best to make sure to reach back out to you. And also you will be encouraged on a regular basis via text messaging on my, as I text you. Also, if you're on WhatsApp, you will have access to be able to message me via WhatsApp. Please note that in order for me to continue to authentically text back and forth with you, you will need to be part of my contact list. Follow the information that I share with you via auto text when you join, and I look forward to, after that, connecting with you on a personal basis. God bless, and I look forward to engaging with you via text. Awesome. Gentlemen, if you, ladies and gentlemen, Paula, there's, I want to make sure that I honor all groups of people. If you would love to text me and reach out, please make sure that you use that telephone number. It's also on the bottom here, and I would love to engage with you more. Awesome. So let's continue on. Didi,
Yes.
the next thing we want to talk about, which is really the biggest thing, is Twins World. So take me on a journey of what is Twins World and what led you to start Twins World.
Thank you, Mr. Coaches. Twins World is a movement, is a very big movement which has just started. So, what inspired the formation of Twins World actually? While in campus, there was a time we went for a field trip to a forest in Elgeyo Marakwet, Kaptagat Forest, and there was a ranger. He told us that, you are students of environmental hydrology. You know that you study water. But again, remember, without that tree you're seeing, there's no water. So as a part of the great environmental fraternity, he challenged us that, the tree cover in our country, Kenya, by 1963, if you compare it from 1963 to 2015, it told us 2015,
Wow.
it had reduced. Yes, it had reduced with 3.5%, the tree cover. So it told us that we are losing a lot of trees daily. And if you can be smart enough, you can come up with initiatives to improve actually the tree cover. And we can do it better since we know various trees and how they help the environment. There are some which are, yes, they are helpful, but they are less advantageous to others. So that day, I thought of it. I gave it a thought, and actually, while I was sleeping after the trip, I was thinking that I have a community back there. I'm indebted. They sent me, and I don't know how I'll pay them. So this is a great chance. So I said that I convinced myself that this was a great chance. The only way that I could pay the community. I never had cash, so I could give them something that both of them, all of them, I mean, could benefit from. So I came up with Twins World. And the first ideas of Twins World, let me explain them. So I thought of an initiative whereby I could plant fruit trees and other seedlings in the whole community. Every homestead. But again, I was challenged that, there are different organizations who have been planting again. It was not me who was the first to do it. And, they have been planting, then Izombuzi, they come and eat all of the seedlings. So I again came up with an idea that I want the tree planting to be attached. I want it to be attached so that even in my absence, there is somebody to look after the trees. So I came up again with a solution, and the solution was, the mothers, they are very caring. They have a nature, they are very caring. Also, lactating mothers. So I said that what if I give every lactating mother, after the childbirth, I give you a period of 3 months, 3 weeks, I mean, then I visit you with some trees. I visit you with some trees and maybe a gift, a small gift. I can't afford everything, but a small gift. So the tree is to be planted either by the mother or by the father.
Yeah.
As you know, that during childbirth, maybe as a father, you have a name you want to give to your child. But again, as a mother, the mother also have a name. So one person has to win. The name that is to be given to the child will always be one, maybe with another name which is from the father, surname. So I said that what if this tree, this other name which is remaining, we give it to this tree, and the mother plants it, nurture it, water it, until a certain point that it is stable, that it can get water with its roots from the ground, or until the time that the child is mature enough to take care of the tree, maybe at 3 years. And that one, I shared it with a friend. He's a go-to, and I never had any documentation on the same. So Ogutu is not even an environmentalist; he's an engineer. He told me, my friend, nataka kukua part of you. So wow. It was the same day. It was the same day that we sat with my friend Fabian Ogutu, and we looked on the wider at the wider picture, and we came up with a documentation which I sent to you for now to increase the tree cover. So the first thing I had in mind was not even the cleanups. The cleanups came later. What I had in mind and what pushed me to start this was the tree cover, which was reducing, and my community, where I come from. So those were the two things that pushed this great initiative to come into existence. Yes.
Wow. So before we continue, I want to show a quick video of your work that you've done, both the tree planting as well as the dealing with pollution, and then we'll get back. I have a couple more questions for you as we watch this video on your work. Wow. When I was looking at pictures, when you sent them to me and some I got from social media, it was just so inspiring, bro. How you have just from vision to action. Most people, they stay on vision or idea, or they're afraid they'll look different, or people make fun of them, or they don't have resources. Now we're too vision, it's from God. Now unajitole, and you make things happen. And that's what this show is about, inspiring hope. And I'm so excited. 10 years from now, I'm gonna look back and say Didi was part of the second episode. So I'm humbled to serve you. So let me ask you this. So you talked about the fruit trees, and that was really the starting point of it. And so one of the things I was thinking through, you're helping lactating mothers, those who they're having, they have kids for the first time, and then they're teaching their kids, connecting generations on how to raise, to take care of the environment through those trees. But there's also an entrepreneurial part, right? Because once those trees bear fruit, now you're also helping people take care of their everyday situations. So you're helping curb poverty to some degree in one way or another.
Yes, yes, exactly. And again, we are in the middle of any pandemic, corona.
Yeah,
So you know that we are supposed to maintain or at least strengthen our vitamin C level, ascorbic acid. So if we plant fruit trees, also the oranges and the lemon,
yeah,
they will at disposal to everybody, also in the village.
yeah,
Maybe some people don't know the benefits of these fruits, but
yeah.
I'm sure that there are people like me now who knows. So many of us, those who are planted in school, should at least follow the suit and plant them, so that at times of pandemics like this, it finds us at least our immunity is high. Yes.
Wow. That's
Yes.
amazing. That's amazing. Guys, if you're watching, I'm going to give you an opportunity as we continue on to financially support our brother here. Together, each achieves miracles. Teamwork, TEAM. Together, each achieves miracles. Your friend who's there with you, who we talked with last night, I can't remember the name. I apologize.
Joel.
Joel, we talked
Yes.
about Ubuntu, right? The South African or the
Yes.
African saying
Ubuntu
that,
Brotherhood.
yeah, I am because we are. And so that's what Inspiring Hope for Kenya is. We're supporting. So we're going to give you guys opportunity to financially support. I'm going to challenge each of you, and I'm also challenging myself, but we will come to that in a bit. What have you learned about yourself through Twins World? What are some practical things you've learned about life, about leadership, about caring for the environment?
Okay, personally, what I've learned, the first thing I learned since high school, I learned that people believe in me, even before creating Twins World. Yes, so I learned
Wow.
that people believed in me. So everything that I
And good
used to
people out there. They're not just bad people. They're actually
you
good people.
know, they are good people. Yes, yes, they believe in me, and
Yeah,
actually, I had to change my ways and then be somebody. I was like
yeah,
a role model to most of the people, because if you look at my story, everybody at my place, they know my story. Yes, I've been surviving on donations from people, some organization. So and my brothers, so they know. And what if I was a bad guy after the trust they invested in me? So what I've learned personally is that people believe in me. Again, I learned that I'm good in paying debts. Are you seeing I'm paying I'm paying a
wow,
big debt now? Yes, with
wow,
Twins World,
wow,
I'm paying a debt to the society, the community. I'm impacting them because of what they
wow,
did to me. So it is like I'm
wow,
paying a debt. And to our God, it was a
wow,
command that I'm
wow.
creating human beings to take care of
Yeah,
everything. So I'm living
that's
a dream.
yeah,
Yes,
that's
exactly.
inspiring. Let me share with you. We have Alpha says, Didi, you have challenged me. You have never lost hope and as focused as you are. Didi, that's amazing. That's inspiring.
Thank
Um,
you very
John Tay, Queens, there's a light at the end of tunnel. The tunnel, congrats, Didi. I'll never give up. Wow. And we have my brother all the way from the United States, Buffalo, New York, that I'm good friends with, Ed Draves. And Ed has a gift for you that we'll share in a little bit.
Thank
And
you.
he decided to come on. So we want to thank you so much, Ed, for coming on. And so the next question I want to ask, what have been some of your achievements? And then also share what have been some of your challenges with Twins World?
Okay, we have been having series of. Um, I'll start with the achievements. Yes, I'll start with the achievement. So my achievement, first achievement, Mr. Coaches. I'm not bragging, but I've impacted some youths, their
Wow.
life.
Yes.
I did a cleanup. The first linear I did cleanup, we did it as Decta, not as Twins World. And those who were there were entirely the members of Decta. So
and
I've
Decta,
been.
if you can give us just a little bit more.
Oh, I never talked about Decta. Decta might be the mother of Twinswell, because once I was a member of Decta before starting Twinswell. So Decta is doing ecotourism and environmental group. So what we deal in environmental conservations while promoting sustainable tourism. So we use the tourism part as what finance our operations, and we have a good scenery place known as Dunga Wetland Gallery, which is at Dunga Beach, which we normally collect charges from those who visit the place. So Decta's
That's how we were able to get to do
meet.
a book.
Yeah, you remember you came as a member, as a visitor to Decta that day.
Yeah, and let me just say briefly, Didi, one thing that inspired me about you is your integrity. You're a man of your word and you're a man of character. I can't remember the other gentleman. And the reason why I'll say that, in Kenya, there's a culture where people think sometimes people who are, trying to hustle will take advantage, but there are good people out there. And I want your community, if they're watching, to know that you have a good heart outside. Let me give you examples. Number one,
yes,
you worked around help a good deal with us because you wanted to have a long-term relationship with your customers. Number two, when we were going to pay, you didn't say, "Give me the money." I remember very carefully, Didi. You didn't say, "Just give me the money and we go." Because in Kenya, there are places where you just solve that debt and then it's done, right? This is what you did. You told us, "Come with me, Deuce. We'll go to the attendant who takes care of the bills. We'll pay you'll pay. You'll get a receipt, and and then you'll be good for your payment." You didn't say, "Oh, let me try to out hustle." And the reason why I'm saying that, you knew the family I'm coming from. You knew my father is a public figure. You could have taken advantage. But you said, "I'm going to treat every human being like they were." I want the world to know that. That stuck with me. And that made me know I need to be someone that I need to connect with you and build a relationship. I don't know if I've told you that before, but I honor you.
You never told me before. I'm grateful too, Mr. Kochel. I'm very grateful. Yes, yeah. So I was talking about Decta. So in the first cleanups, Decta was in charge, and me being the environmental committee chair, they even gave me the chairman for environmental committee, and I was the one who was organizing everything. So the first cleanup, I remember it was only as the members. But again, as we were doing the cleanups, the series of cleanups, I realized that there were some people, my friends, some were not my friends, but we made friendship due to what I was doing. They were coming to me that, Didi, ukifanya next cleanup, please include me. I told them, we don't have to include you. You just come. What we are doing is not because of us, but because of the entire population. So what we are doing, you are very free to join. And I have two people, for sure. I have two people right now. I'm sure they are not watching. I know they don't have smartphone, but I've impacted their life, and they told me that I want to be part of you. Membership of Twins World, we are around 10 people, and the two are members because of what they do. They volunteer. Anytime I tell them tomorrow we are going for a cleanup, they'll show up. They don't know anything in environment. They never learned environment anywhere.
Wow.
But they see what I do. They believe in what I do. Yes, so that has been my achievement. Again, the beachfront. The beachfront is very clean. Let me tell you something.
Yes.
The fishing nets we are using, the fishermen use, at times you might find that it has been cut from the longer net. So it just, it is always taken to the shore by the swash, the waves, I mean. So while at the shore, if the backwash is not that strong, they'll remain there. So the picture they give the shore, it is not that welcoming. So what I've managed to do, I've managed to remove the debris, everything, microfilaments, the plastic waste from the beachfront. If you come to Dunga Beach right now, if you come to Dunga Beach, you'll find it is a nice place to chill, a nice place to eat fish, and you saw it for yourself.
Oh
Back,
man, I can't wait.
back then, because of the increasing hotel industry, they came from town. They were relocated by the county government of Kisumu to Dunga Beach. So
Yeah.
we have experienced great development within a year. So we have had almost
During the
10
pandemic.
yes, exactly. Some were built during the pandemic. So
While others are complaining there's nothing you can do to change the world. Well, pandemics.
yes, so what I've managed to do, again, apart from the beachfront, when these hoteliers came, they were just throwing waste anyhowly, and I had to step up. I worked in each and every hotel. I have a notice. I have a notice somewhere. I wrote one notice. I was threatening them with one notice that I'm giving you this notice. Yeah, I'm giving you this notice today because Dector was working under beach management unit. So any notice I wrote from Dector with a stamp, it was powerful because after giving you the notice, improvement notice, then I take it again. I report to the beach management unit. So you know that cases that relate to the beach management unit, you have to pay. I think it is a fine, around 1,000 shillings, if you violated any laws of the BMU. So I talked to them. I convinced them that if you will continue throwing this waste around the vicinity, what will happen? There will not, your visitors will not come anymore because everybody, even me, I love eating in a nice place, a clean place, as I enjoy my fish. The environment is clean and beautiful. So I talked to them and they agreed. Most of them are women. Nowadays, they even have bins in front of their hotels or inside the hotels. So waste management, that one is an achievement. I've managed to help the BMU and the entire workers at the beach to manage it wisely and properly. Yes, so some of the challenges, this is where our problems comes from. Twins World, we don't have any income. All of our members are working I have some who are still at school. I have 3 who are still at school. Then these 2 volunteered. I have Joel. Joel, you talked to the other day. Then there's a lady in Nairobi, and there's a lady also in Homa Bay. There's one person in Sia County. He's a great friend and a mentor. Imagine he's a mentor and he's part of what I'm doing. So one of the challenges is finance. During our cleanups, we should be having safety gears. By safety gears, I mean the gumboots, reusable gloves, not these single-use gloves. Because while we are trying to reduce plastic pollution, we are adding some plastics through cleanups. The gloves which are used, then you dump. So we need finances for the gumboots and the gloves, and these are calling to the well-wishers. The last cleanup, I sent you a video. I was walking barefooted in the
That's the
lake,
one
and
we were watching.
yes, and along the shore we have glasses too. We have broken glasses, so we are risking, but we know that at the end of the day, we are doing something good. So if you can get the safety, it can be good. Again, we have problems in acquiring the fruit trees. I've been working. I've worked in offices. I've worked with the county government office, Department of Environment, both the city hall and the bigger Department of the Environment. And what they told me was that The fruit trees are very expensive. An orange fruit seedling runs at around 200 or 250 shillings. So they could not afford it. By that time, I wanted to plant because we have rains. So they told me that if we have any project on the same planting of fruit trees, we'll contact you. I did my attachment at the Kisumu County Environmental Department. So I'm a friend to the department. Again, I went to KFS, Kenya Forest Service, and talked to them. I found a nice guy, Mr. Genga, at the office. He told me that there are trees, yes, but they don't have a fruit tree. So I told him that my interest is in fruit trees, and maybe if I have a blend with the other seedlings, it will be nice. But first, I have to find the fruit trees because what I'm supposed my project is to plant the fruit trees and have a blend of the other the seedlings. So I've not managed to get the fruit trees, but once in a while, I have people who actually there's a pastor at Dunga in Dunga who gave me, there were 3. He gave me 2 mango seedlings and 1 avocado. So those ones are planted and they're doing very well. Again, one challenge. This one is a very big challenge. Is ignorance. Ignorance is a big challenge. I've been doing the education part to the hoteliers, but you find that even as some of them are improving, but there are some who are very ignorant. You tell them that if you do this, it will do this.
They're not thinking about how it will positively affect them long term.
As long as they get their cash, it is business as usual, even if you complain. So, and also serving somebody with a notice every time, it is tiresome, So again, we have ignorance from the tourists. You came as a tourist that time.
Yeah.
Coaches, let me tell you, most of the plastic waste or the solid waste that we collect from the shores of Lake Victoria, most of them are thrown by tourists, the visitors. Somebody comes. The hotels are built just in the interface of the land and the lake. So it is in the beach. So you find that a visitor comes after drinking something, he gets tipsy, then holds the bottle, throws it in water. To him, that is fun, you see. To him, that is fun. But what they don't know is that, what if I throw this, somebody comes next, then he throws it, somebody comes, he throws it. It will be too much for the lake to bear. And mark you, the pollution in the Victoria, it is bottom up. If you can take a walk along the shore, you'll realize that we have some plastic at the lake bed. They are not on top, they are not floating, but they are at the lake bed. If you are walking, you'll be stepping on them. So it's like we're piling up plastics and water bottles and any waste in our lake. There are years that I'm sure, if I'll be alive, Lake Victoria will be full of plastic waste. We are not seeing the pollution. It is there. How I wish that our high school see the lake bed. We could see the mess that is happening to our level. Yes, so that is part of what has been our challenge, and we hope that we'll do much on the education part, mostly to the visitors and the hoteliers. But the bad thing is that the visitors, they come today, go back. So they are not people who you can reach, then talk to. They come maybe for an hour. You can't talk to somebody on environment for an hour. Maybe he's busy. So no, I have to have a platform where I can engage the hoteliers so that they too can talk to their visitors. Maybe have a notice at the hotel that don't throw any litter into our lake. Yes, so coaches, that is our challenge.
Wow. Just I want to put it out there. When I used to before I moved to Kenya, age 17 in 2003, I was one of those people who, because of culture, I also throw things away. But when you move to the United States, there are certain places, if you're caught throwing garbage, you get in trouble. Plus, you look stupid because there are certain places that are clean, and if you're caught, you will be an embarrassment. And so I developed that habit, and even now when I come to Kenya and I catch friends or people I know throwing garbage, it upsets me. Or sometimes I'll go and pick that garbage and throw it. Not because I'm better, but because I realize we are messing up the environment for ourselves. And so I totally understand. I support. And I want to challenge all of you. Those of you who live in Kisumu, those of you who live in areas of Kenya, and even those of you who live in the world, your environment is connected to you and you are connected to the environment. So please, please, please make sure some simple things as throwing your garbage in the right place. So we're about to get to the last section, brief section on this episode. It's been exciting. I have learned a lot, Didi, from your life journey to the work with Twins World. Guys, I want to challenge you. If you have been blessed tremendously, I want to challenge you to support with whatever little finances you have. 1 shilling, $1 to support. The contact information is at the bottom. You can send via M-Pesa +254 719 719 032, and it goes right to Didi. I have seen his work. I have been there physically. I know that he's doing, him and his team is doing some great work. He's doing it not begging for money. He's doing it with whatever little he has with his team, and they have a team mindset, not just for them, but Didi, God willing, will have children and grandchildren and those that will come long after he lives. And he wants to make sure that their environment is great because of the decisions Didi and his team has made. So I invite you to support. And so we're going to do a real quick video announcement, and then we will get to the last segment of today's show. All right. Hey, my brother or sister, I don't know about you, but I'm one of those individuals that is hungry to grow personally, professionally, and spiritually, because I know that God has a plan for my life, as Jeremiah 29:11 states, that is so amazing. And so one of the things that I do is invest in myself so that I can grow to be the best version of myself throughout accomplishing God's plan for my life. And as a speaker, coach, mentor, minister, I have created for you a way that you can grow on a daily basis through my Coach Deuce's Daily Words of Wisdom, which is on YouTube. And so if you're watching on YouTube, all you've got to do is subscribe to the channel. And if you're watching on another social media platform, all you have to do is just make sure to go to YouTube. So you want to click the YouTube app and then go and type Coach Deuce, Coach D-U-S, TV, and then press search, and then you'll see my channel. Click on it, and then you'll see all the videos that are on my channel, and then you go click playlists, and you'll see Coach Deuce's Daily Words of Wisdom. Click on it, and then you'll see all the different episodes so far on the channel. What's up, family? I look forward to engaging with you via my Coach Deuce's Daily Words of Wisdom to inspire, equip, and empower you to walk in your God-given greatness. Wow. So thank you so much again, Didi, for Twins World description. I just want to let you know, I have been so grateful. I know we're about to get to the last section of today's episode. But as we were preparing, I have told you, I've been thinking about this all days and nights and how I can be a blessing. I know that I'm just starting my show. I know that even though I live in the U.S., there, my own personal needs, and I may have little amounts here, little there, but I know there's big needs, and that's why I try to use this show to reach out to more people. But I do want to share with you that I made an effort to reach out to some friends, including myself, and we raised $13,000 shillings to send to you. So I'm just going to send it right now.
I'm very grateful. Thank you, coaches. Asante.
You are more than welcome. And I thank you for all the great things that you're doing. I know this is not just for the sake of building a brand, you're actually making a difference in the world. So I want to challenge all of you again. I'm going to put the contact information here. Please, please, please join me. I believe in leading by example. I've been able to support Didi with my friends, but I also have supported even before today, and I'll continue being part of this journey. I told you, and I'll continue sharing. It wasn't just so that you can get on this episode. You are now my brother, and we will work together, make a difference in however way we can. So, Didi, I want you to share real quick, what is some advice you can give people in the Kisumu area on how to take care of the environment, some few practical tips, and then even people around the world. We've talked about how to not throw garbage. What are some other things, even people who live by water?
Oh, so thank you again, Coach. And the advices I have for people living in Kisumu, one, I know everybody is in the quest to invest, maybe for their children or grandchildren. But again, know that we have the environment and investment in terms of maybe real estate and companies. That's not all. If you want to give your child or a grandchild a healthy or a better future, you must consider also the environment that they will be living with all the money you invest. What if you destroy every tree to invest in real estate? What if we pollute every river because of our companies? What if we fill the lake with bottles? What will the fishermen? Where will the fishermen get their daily food? So my advice: Kisumu is embodied by the greatest lake in Africa, which is Lake Victoria. My first advice: please, let's protect our lake, and I'm calling upon the youths, also those who are living along the lake, and those whose lives depended entirely on in Lake Victoria, or now they depend on in Lake Victoria, to step up. They have a voice they are sleeping in on. I mean, if you can come together with one voice, we raise these issues on pollution in Lake Victoria, I'm sure the world at large will hear us. But if you're just quiet, we are seeing the inhumanity, we can't shun them. We are seeing what the government is doing, we can't shun them. Then our environment in 10 years to come, it won't be the same. Again, to the real estate, just invest, it is okay. But you can create a green space, maybe at your compound. You can have somewhere, at least where you can plant trees. It is good to invest. I know you can even have just a small section in your area to plant trees and grass. Yes, and that is the advice I have for the in Kisumu. So another advice I have to the government, they are not supporting us. I've been to their offices severally. But what I'm doing, I'm not doing it for myself. I'm doing it for the whole community. So there are people who believe that
you're a leader, please make sure you're paying attention. future young leader who wants to make a difference.
So there are people who believe that kuokota plastic, going for a cleanup, also to collect the plastic, is a waste of time, and it is not meant for people of their class. So at times they wonder that, oh, this man, he did environmental science, he has a degree. I graduated in March 12th, and I'm going inside a lake to collect plastics. I have a degree back at home, and then they're wondering, what is he doing? Some of them. So let them do the little they can, wherever they can, when they still have the effort. What they're doing now, maybe it is not for them, it is for their children, their grandchildren. They can see and they can feel the effect of climate change. What we are feeling right now, the impacts they are not what we did, but maybe they are consequences of what our the past generation, our grandfathers did that impacted the environment. And as you know, nature will strike in a way that you won't love. Yeah. You are part of that nature. You are part of it. So nature will strike if we continue being this ruthless to it. Yeah. What I mean by nature, as I told you, we are part of the environment. If we deplete resources, if we fill Lake Victoria with plastic, the fishermen won't have a place to get their daily meal. They will in turn be thieves. So that is how nature will strike back, because there is no fish. If they go to the lake, they don't have any catch. So they'll come back.
Like and the pirates in Somalia.
Yes. So they'll come back to the rich, I mean. So that is how nature will destroy our lives. And again, to those who are in positions to start things like Twins World, maybe a movement or organization, be it ladies, be it men, I challenge you, you can come up with these great initiatives so that we can help impact the environment together. And this is a call for partnership, a new partnership. What if every organization or institution in Kisumu County, let me talk first about Kisumu County. What if we come together, we form a common pool? I know I have Twins World, somebody has this, Dector is also there. What if we form one thing? What if we become one thing? Then the pool will act as a tool to advocate for the environmental problems. If you are in Dunga and you see something going on which is not in line with environmental protection, the guidelines given by NEMA and NCA, we can reach out to the other groups. We tell them, at Dunga Beach, we have a problem. This and this and this is happening. So that we gang up, we come together. Because now we have a lot of people on board. We can have a bigger voice, a louder voice than I have right now. So I'm calling upon them to come together. We work together to achieve what we want to achieve. Yes.
And it's funny. We have to move, and it's a human issue. It's not just a Kenyan issue. We have to move from competing with one another, right? One of my close friends, who's also a speaker, my good friends, Tamara McMillan in the US, she says, she's powerful. She says, collaboration is the new competition, right? Let's collaborate, support one another. And like you shared, sometimes it's not money. Sometimes it's not, even your voice. Your voice is powerful. Didi, you're on my episode 2. My show is not like someone like Caroline Mutoko or, it's not that big, right? But I'm doing the little I can, showcasing the great work that's being done, right? And I'm not trying to, I'm trying to compete with my best potential, and I want to collaborate with people who have a heart for making a difference, not a heart just for a handout or I'm only going to help if I get something in return, right? Someone once said, you give knowing the best thing in life is when you give knowing that sometimes you're not going to get in return what you thought, but you're going to get in return fulfillment. So teaming up, supporting one another, encouraging one another, using networks. And so I agree with you. Here's my, so first of all, how can people connect to even volunteer and support or get advice? I put your number on the floor. And then number 2, I want you to share your last words of wisdom that you believe, that someone can take and run with their life.
Okay.
As far as the environment.
Hello, coaches.
I can hear you.
Before I share my last words of wisdom, which I think I've shared, but I want to talk on something. There are people who have been supporting Twins World, and it will be bad if I don't recognize what they have been doing. Yes, I have many people in the list, but for the few I can remember, I know there are many. So we have Mr. Richard Ojijo, who is the founder of Nyanzaya Ecological Tours.
That's
a very
awesome.
great man. He's one of the people who always gives me advice. If I want to do this, they call me. They tell me, no, do it this way, not this way. We've been doing it this way, and there's no impact. We've been saying so. Do it this way. Then I want to thank the Dector fraternity. These people gave me an opportunity to represent them as the chairman of the environmental committee. They believe in my ideas. I want to thank them for that. Again, I have my friends. Joel, you talk to him. My members, yes, my members, Fabian Ogutu, Ivan Akinyi, all of them, Jennings, everybody. So again, I want to thank KFS. They've been giving support in terms of advice. You know, they are the experts now in trees. So I've been going to them, asking them, you know, at Dunga Beach, you know, the climate around Kisumu, which type of trees can I plant, fruit trees actually. So they have been giving advice. And again, I want to thank Kisumu County. Huko ni kama kwetu. I just go pick seedlings, then I go home. They don't even question. They know. They don't even question me. They know that what I'm doing is a good thing. Nowadays, I just go pick and go. So again, I want to
shout out to
thank
young, not even from a political standpoint, but when I came to Kisumu, I noticed how clean it was. I'm a Nairobian. Before I came to the US, I'm a Nairobian.
Yes.
Nairobi is dirty. Shout out to Kisumu for leading by example.
Yes. Again, I want to thank Biogas International. Biogas International. I want to thank the CEO, Mr. Dominic Wanjia, and one of their members, Enoch, who just sent a comment. I want to thank them. You know, what they operate in is clean energy, and they have biogas plants. I'm sure they did a project here. There are 50 biogas plants in every homestead. And Mr. Dominic Wanjia promised me one thing. He told me that, Didi, if you'll be planting, I will give you slurry for free from my plant.
Wow.
So fertilizers, I'm sorted. Biogas International, they sorted that.
Many people wait to take action. If you had not taken action, you would have not. God would have not opened that door.
Yes, and again, I want to thank Science Africa in doing great in publishing our work. They came. There's a lady who came. She approached me, told me that, you know, you're doing a nice thing, and I want to publish what you do. So, Science Africa, asanteni sana. And to my family members, I'm very grateful. Yes, Mr. Koche. Wow. So I have some goals too. I have some goals. The short term, which is the cleanups we do, and that will continue. In fact, we do cleanups every first Monday of the month. Every first Monday. In Africa, hivi, we are going for a cleanup. Yes. So there's a question you asked that if anybody want to volunteer, how can they volunteer?
I've just shared the page on the Facebook page.
Okay. Yes, they can volunteer in every first Monday of the month. And the long terms, as you know, I want to plant, nearly approximate, I want to plant at least 1,000 fruit trees, 1,000 hapa kwa village, only in this village. 1,000 fruit trees. Again, I'm still compiling notes. I'm starting an initiative called Chini ya Miti. So Chini ya Mti, I'll be using it to educate and pass information to the younger generation in terms of environmental conservation. So Chini ya Mti, as you know, from in English, it means that under a tree. So it will be under tree learning, and I'm still compiling notes. I'm still running up and here and there to at least get comprehensive notes from people who have done it before, and then I'm sure this one will impact the environmental conservation, more so from those coming after us. You know, personally, I grew up in a family where environment was not our issue. Sisi ilikuwa unafanya anything you want, you know. And what if the generation who are coming, we tell them at an early age, we mold them that, you know, if you do this, it will impact the environment in this way. So that is what I want to do. I want to tell them the facts, then I give them the real example, practical example, so that they see, because the impact of climate change, they are evident. You see them daily. Global warming, hizo vitu mingi. So that is what I want to do na chini ya mti initiative. Yes. And again, I want to another long-term plan. Nataka kurudisha hii kitu ya kutumia miadarati. I want to engage the youth. I just want to engage them. Yes. In their free time, we can have a chat with them. Kuna mahali hapa Dunga Beach, which is not safe anymore. You know, the crime rate is increasing, and that is an issue to be addressed. So I know them. I can face them maybe, and that is part of my project. Chinyamti now, they are part of my project, and I'm coming for them next. Yes, I'm sure.
Make sure to let me know how I can be supportive or involved with that.
Yes. So again, a practical advice, which I said, let the county government, mimi naomba, and I'm praying, I'm very prayerful, that the government of Kenya, or the county governments in our country, they can come up with policies that you must plant a tree. Hii kitu ya an institution or a youth group planting a tree to people who are not appreciative, who cannot even nurture the tree, it must stop. I think there are laws. There's a law that should be made. Kisumu County came up with a law. It was saying that it was every month. I don't know, the first Monday of every month too, there must be a cleanup, a town cleanup. And every worker who is working in Kisumu, if you don't clean, you are fined. So what if you come up with things like this? What if the government come up with laws that you must plant a tree?
That's amazing.
I'm sure there are many ways that we can do this, not this way, but there are many ways we can oversee. Yes. So those are the words of wisdom I have for today. And again, coaches, you are part of those who have been supporting me. You are part of them. Yes, and I'm very grateful.
Wow. And just to let you know, we're just getting started, bro. I remember, and I told you before we even exchange numbers, I'm big on relationships. I'm not at this one-time transaction. And that's why sometimes with certain people, they just see me as a dollar sign or a Kenyan shilling. And when I noticed that, Mina Chomoka, I want to be with eagles who want to make a difference, not chickens who just want to eat and poop, right? And mess the environment. And yes. I respect you. I honor you. It's not just the episode. We have each other's contacts. We're going to continue in our little ways to support not just each other, but to support those that come after us. And that's the heart of Inspiring Hope for Kenya. I pray that it will be a show that will touch millions of lives, but not for the sake of just branding or getting big, but for the sake of, if a life can be changed on this show and if someone can be impacted, then I've done my job. So I want to thank you, Didi. You didn't have to come here. You didn't even know me. Maybe you know. Go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt. And what I wanted to say also is that, I'm still learning. So even though I finished and I graduated from my university, but again, to anybody watching, if there are workshops, there are conference, on issues related to environment, I'm free. I'm not employed, so I'm free to learn, and I'm very ready to learn. So they can engage me if there are platforms that I can use to learn. I'm very free.
That's
Yes.
amazing. And that's
And the
the mindset of a champion, is not saying that I've arrived, right? And there's so many ways of learning. Even you have changed my perspective on learning, and I continue to learn. So guys, hey, Didi, I'm grateful. I know it's late there. It's almost 11. I'm grateful. I thank you because you have just shared yourself. You've shared your wisdom. You've shared your experience. And you've even trusted me to do this with me. I'm grateful. It doesn't stop here. And this is just the beginning. So without further ado, God bless all of you. Thank you for being on this episode. Like I shared, please, let's support our brother via M-Pesa financially 254 719-719-032. You might think that you don't have much, but that little supports. And remember, when you give, the Bible says, give and it shall be given to you, pressed down, shaken together, running over. We're given so that we can be a blessing, and God owns it all. So I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day. I want to sincerely thank you for making the decision to watch this entire episode of Coach Deuce's Inspiring Hope for Kenya show. If you received a lot of value while you were watching on Facebook, please share this episode with your friends on Facebook, and also share a comment on how this particular episode added value to you. If you're watching on YouTube and also received value, please make a decision to subscribe so that you can get future updates of the this Coach Deuce's Inspiring Hope for Kenya show, as well as other content that I will be providing to you right here on YouTube. If you're listening to the podcast and you received a lot of value, please make sure to subscribe to my podcast, and you will get the opportunity to listen to all the future podcast episodes of Coach Deuce's Inspiring Hope for Kenya show. Also, please make a decision to follow me on the social media platforms that are other than the one that you're watching. And I thank you so much. May God bless you, add value to you. And I believe that each of us has an opportunity of a lifetime to make a difference in our beautiful land known as Kenya. Take care.